Hi everybody, this is Sammy here and I'm back with my husband Ralph and we are Savvy Voyages. And today we're going to share with you a room tour of a family spacious interior cabin that we recently stayed on.
We're going to walk through it, we're going to tell you pros and cons, we're going to show you some clips, and we'll let you know whether we would consider rebooking this same room or not, right?
That's right.
All right, cool. Let's get right into it. So first and foremost, let's kind of talk about what we liked about the room, right? So one thing that I really liked was the location. So let's kind of talk about that. Where was it located and why was it so convenient?
Well, this particular cabin that I picked for our family was located on deck number 2, and it was midship. And I wanted to make it a point to pick midship because I know some of us in the group kind of have battle a little bit of seasickness.
Right.
So it was on deck number 2, which is down at the bottom, but it wasn't bad. And midship, and it was just about not that far off from the stairs or the elevators. So that was really nice. It was not all the way down, way in the back, so it wasn't a long trek to get to the stairs or elevators.
Another thing that we really liked about the room was the overall space and storage, right?
Yes. So that's one thing with when I go and I try to pick out these rooms, I'm looking at the square footage and how much does it sleep. So this particular cabin, since we are a family of 5, sleeps comfortably 6.
Right.
So, and that's something I think some people may not know, that there are some cabins on these ships that can, accommodate 6 people. I wouldn't put 6 adults. At the end of the day, I think that's a little bit too much.
Right.
But for mom, dad, and a couple of little ones, it worked out. So, and it was 340 square feet. Now, 340 square feet to other people who probably never cruised before is probably like, oh, that doesn't sound very big.
Right. But a standard cabin would be...
Standard cabins are like, some are 140,
right.
one are somewhat 160, right. But they
so
sleep 2 people. But...
Well, they have standard cabins that sleep 4.
Yes.
Don't they?
Yes, that is around 180 square feet.
Right,
yes.
180, 190 square feet. So if you can add another 75 feet to that, square feet to that, that's a ton of extra space.
It makes a big difference.
And you notice the difference as soon as you walk in.
Yes.
Because as you can see in these clips here, as you're walking in, there's a nice little open space, and that's not typical when you walk into a standard interior cabin, right?
Right.
It always feels a little tight, a little claustrophobic, but this one felt spacious walking in. And to your right, you have a bunch of closet space.
Yes.
Right? And straight ahead, they put this, I don't know how big this closet was, but for us, it was like borderline unnecessary. It was just so much space as far as being able to store the things that you bring as a family, which helps as far as keeping the cabin clean and neat. The sleeping quarters were pretty nice as well.
Yeah, like we like to describe it as it was more like a split floor plan, like you mentioned.
Exactly.
Because like you see in this clip in the video, veer off to your right, you're gonna see a nice little cubby that had the bunk beds area there. So 2 little ones sleep there, and then you veer off to your left was the Royal King bed. Right. And then they put a nice little curtain divider, and then there was a pull-out sofa bed that sleeps another 2.
Exactly.
So everyone's kind of in their little area, nice little split floor plan. And even on our area, where you look at where the king size bed is, there's huge closet space there, hanging storage there. And then, the TV, and then you still have another workstation area with the chair and plenty of storage going all the way from the top to the bottom in this room. So storage, they did not lack on storage, that's for sure, in this room, So that was a nice plus.
Yeah. Now, this cruise for us was a 3-day cruise, but because of all of the space, I wouldn't mind going on a longer cruise, right? 5 days, maybe 7 days would be pushing it, but 5 days, because 7 days you kind of need a balcony, I think. But 5 days, especially if it's a new ship to you, you're not gonna spend a lot of time in the room.
Right.
That might work, and it's plenty of space, so you don't feel like, oh man, I'm just, you know
Yes.
what I mean? So that was definitely a plus. So we covered the overall size of the room.
Yes.
Super awesome. Storage was just phenomenal. It was
Yes.
just borderline, like I said, too much storage, right? But realistically, it was good. It
was very good
helped
storage,
to
yes,
keep
yeah.
the cabin clean.
Yes.
So on that note, let's go into some of the things that we disliked about the room.
Disliked, yes.
Right? So one thing that really stood out to us is that you have the extra body in there, right? We had 5 people in there, but one small bathroom, right? So that can get a little complicated. Now, our family, we have a system of using the restroom, and we kind of worked through that pretty good. We didn't have any issues with it per se. It did slow us down a little bit when it was time to leave the room. It's one at a time, but our boys are pretty quick. Who knows what they were actually doing in there? But
I take the longest, so.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's in general. But one thing is that the connecting suites can give you that added space. It also gives you an extra bathroom, right?
Right.
So your family has to have a system or an understanding, or you guys just have to get along to be able to use that bathroom in a way that's efficient and does not get under anyone's skin, right?
For the families with little ones, because we have one preteen and we have 2 teens. So we do not need a tub. Right. So there are some people with little ones, babies or toddlers or so, and you have to do bath time.
Right.
Keep that in mind if you're booking a one of these lower category rooms. Unless you're booking a junior suite or above, you're not getting a bathtub.
Right, that's a good point.
So you're just getting a shower. So think about that as well. So even though you have the 2 connecting cabins and you're gonna have 2 bathrooms, just remember, at least on royal ships, you're not getting into a bathtub until you reach a junior suite and above category.
That's right, that's right. So with that said, what else do you not like about the room?
I did not like the fact that it had limited plug outlets. There were none next to the bed.
Okay, yeah, that is a good point, because every time I had to charge my phone, I had to actually wait on you to charge your phone.
Right.
And then I would get a chance to charge mine.
Yes.
Right. Let alone if you have camera gear and other people in the room.
Yes.
Yeah, it can get really complicated. But why is it? Why did they not have more charging ports or outlets?
Well, the ship is dated, it's older. Last renovation was done in 2016, and it was supposed to get another refresh during 2020, and that kind of slowed down, so it never got its refresh.
Exactly.
That's why.
And as you can see in the eclipse, this room is dated.
It's
I
dated.
mean, this is not a modern room. If you're looking for like clean lines and that airy, light colored feel, bright, vibrant maybe, you're not going to get that in this room. There's a lot of brown.
He doesn't like the brown.
Hey, listen, I'm not opposed to brown. I got brown pants on. I'm good with brown, but there has to be a balance. It's just a dated room. Like everything is dated. Like
the curtains are dated. The
hinges
bathroom.
on the cabinets.
Right.
Like
they don't close all the way. They're not soft touch.
Hey, listen. One of them, that main to the what do you call that thing? It's not a fridge. It's a cooler.
Oh yeah, a cooler. Yes.
Yeah, a little cooler door like hanging off a hinge. Like screw it in, do something, right?
Yeah.
Even where the younger ones slept, that bunk area, paint's chipping, and just it's a very old room that kind of needs a little bit of love right now. As far as size, great, but if you're looking for something to make you feel good as soon as you walk in, this is not it, right? But so that was definitely another issue. So the outlets, the bathroom, and just the age of the room, right? Just old. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would really say you did not like about the room?
No.
Yeah.
I think with that said, the question is, would we book this room again?
Would we book this room again? That is an important question. Yes. Yes, with certain caveats, though.
Right.
I believe that if we have the opportunity to find a connecting room at a lower rate, then I would go for that instead, right? Well, two reasons. Sometimes I don't know what's going on with their algorithm, but connecting rooms could be cheaper than one of these spacious rooms, believe it or not. It all depends. And another reason why I would probably lean more towards that is because our boys are growing up, and our 16-year-old.
Yes,
right?
16.
He's 16 as of now. When we took the cruise, he wasn't 16 yet.
No.
But anyway, like he's gotten to a point where he wants his own little space, his own private room, you know, and we'll throw his brothers in there and they'll figure it out, and we could have our own space. And it helps us keep our sanity. On a 3-day cruise, is it really all that necessary? Maybe
Right.
not. But 7-day cruise, I would
Right.
definitely lean towards that.
Yes.
So, not really for them, but for our sanity, to be honest with you.
Yes.
So, if the price is right, if the connecting rooms aren't cheaper than this room, then I would go for this spacious
Right.
interior. If we're doing one of our budget trips.
Right.
Because every once in a while, we do purposely set up one of these budget trips. Like, we want to see, like, can we have fun for under this amount, right? And to be honest with you, we had a blast.
Yes, we did.
We had a blast. And it was truly a budget trip, which is something that we can talk about later. But what was the question I was trying to answer?
Would you book this room again?
Would I book it again? Yes and no. Yes, and you? Would you?
I would book it again. Yes, I agree. If once again, I look at where we're going and what's the purpose of the trip.
Right.
And as you mentioned, if it's just a 3-day weekend and we're just trying to get in and out really quick, at that point, the ship is not really, no, actually the ship is the destination and not necessarily the room. So that says we're not going to spend that much time in the room.
That's right.
So I just want to get on that ship and see everything that it has to offer.
Exactly.
So, and I know we're just going to sleep in it. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
If so, yes, I would do it again if we're doing a quick weekend getaway.
Okay.
Anything longer, as you mentioned, I do agree because our kids' age groups now,
Right.
either 2 rooms would be, more feasible to do, and or even a bigger. I wouldn't mind a balcony though with everybody in the room, but that's a different topic for itself too.
Yeah, I think the balcony naturally, if it's the same square footage,
Right.
will give you that feel of a bigger room.
Right.
Only because
Of the natural light.
Exactly, have a lot of natural light coming
Yeah.
in. You can see further, past where your room ends.
Right,
So it
exactly.
naturally just feels like it's a bigger room. I would consider that, but there's nothing like having your own space.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So connecting balcony. That's it. Right. All right.
That's a different. Yeah.
There we go.
We'll have
We
to
may-
look into that.
I don't know. All right.
All right.
Anyway, on that note, hopefully this was helpful for you and your family. We considered a lot to book this room. We enjoyed our time in it.
Yes, we
or
did.
on the ship. And hopefully you guys can say the same. All right. On that note, you're good.
As always, everyone, stay well and stay savvy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.